very well we get ourselves ready, I want you to also make welcome and make welcome you as we go on this moment. We are still in West Africa. Alright, we're still having West Africa. So our voice goes on to West Africa. Alright. This is West Africa also speaking in East Africa. It's been an awesome wonder. And I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to every one of us as we watch on this moment. I want to say the reason for this program is.
We can now start now officially.
Is this one on?
Yeah,
okay.
They are both on.
Okay, live.
So, yeah, live. Yeah. Now you can start.
Okay. Hello everyone, I'm glad to be here. As you have known already, I am yours, Mama Tina Okonji, Pastor Tina Okonji, all the way from West Africa, Nigeria to be precise, and here I am, gladly doing my humanitarian work, making sure that things that are not in order are in order. Here in East Africa, and right now in Nairobi to be precise, and I'm very particular about saying I thank God for the gift of the people of East Africa, and we want to pen down our voice just to see that one person or the other listening to us will be able to pick something that will be beneficiary to them. So this morning we'll be looking at destiny, dangerous paths that destroy destiny. For me today, I want to take it like this. There is no fantastic importance of coming to life if we cannot fulfill the purpose, the reason why we are battered, or why God allowed us to be battered on earth. God intends for everyone to come with unique and beautiful idea. He wants these ideas to be battered. He wants people to fulfill purpose while living joyfully, happy living. And someone would say to me yesterday, I want us to pray for someone, is depressed, is frustrated. And I'm like, that's no good. People are not meant to live life in frustration. They are not meant to live life in being sad continuously because they are not fulfilled. And so if it's the desire for humanity to allow for another human to be battered through them, the goal, the idea is to encourage and channel this upcoming one to, to pick, not that they are on earth for a purpose, and to pick a vision, and to pick, some ideas, God-given beautiful ideas because of the potential that is embedded in them, and work to see it come to pass. There is no need for me living on if one is not going anywhere to happen. That is to make a difference in their world. And these are areas of life that, of course, our world fights, distractions that we face on a daily basis fight. And so if anyone can or is cut out to fulfill purpose, attain that height of beauty, attain that place of where you say they are succeeding and excelling in whatever they are doing. There are certain attributes that one has to, imbibe, wear, or put off. If you keep allowing certain things, you discover that You know, your legs will be dragged continuously, and then you don't get to feel the reason why you are on earth. Everyone is born innocently as babies. A few are born into wealthy families, yeah. A few make it, a few due to connection, a few because of the intelligent natural that they have. We discover that these ones get there, but there are some things you would consciously do that will enhance our getting to the place of, success with ease. One of them is, like, I will always advise parents that bring to birth this younger generation, you know, train up a child, nurture the child, guide them, be patient. Do not be over carried away, like we saw in our last interview at the podcast. Do not be over carried away by activity that take you away from the child, and you don't have time to nurture them. The teachers that the children are exposed to should teach rightly. When you teach rightly, you just discover that these children are on their own. Some are begin to pick the goodly, you know, the goodly things we are bringing to their mind again, and they begin to pick that picture, because young people actually learn by the picture they see, what they hear. The government also have a lot of role to play by making the atmosphere conducive for environment, society where these younger ones that are growing find themselves to a larger extent conducive for them to express and find expression in whatever they desire to do as they grow. When the atmosphere is not conducive, we just discover that um, things are just haphazard, and it kind of confuses the brain and the mind of this upcoming one. So in so doing, we are saying everyone has a part to play to see that those younger people that are coming, the adults that have still not yet discovered purpose, and even the married, no matter the age, there's no time limit, or that you say that you don't want to improve on whatever you're doing. And so we are saying the government has a role to play, the church has a role to play, religious gathering has a role to play, the parents has a role to play, teachers, everyone has role to play to help in nurturing and helping people discover purpose. And so dangerous parts that we're talking that can destroy us from not attaining is by the time we live life, when we do not live our life with purpose. Let me throw a question to us. How can it be said that you're going somewhere, you do not know the place, and you do not care to ask, how will I get here? Anyone that is going somewhere, when I just came into Nairobi on my own, the other time I was here, people would direct me and then somehow take me. But this time around, I have to discover the paths. And the various places where I've stayed, where I've lodged, I have to be asking questions because I need to get to my destination. If you do not constantly ask questions, you miss your way. Sometimes I've gone to the place before, but because Nairobi city is crowded, I just see myself, asking at each point I ask, please, where is, how can I get to this place? And they direct me. And so if you are going somewhere, beloved, no matter how old you are, keep asking questions, because you have not been there, you might not see any familiar sign. You keep asking questions. Have a focus. Let it have a name. I am going to, let's say I'm going to Thika Road. I'm going to Thika Road, and I have to find where to get vehicle, or I call for Uber or something. Even they sometimes they have to be watching the map to get. So you cannot get to somewhere without defining where you are going, having it in mind, and then people that have been there before we direct you. So we cannot in any way downplay on people directing us to where we are going. You are not called to follow the crowd. Nairobi is a city is very funny where they have all these big, government established, establishments and a lot of businesses going. So busy, crowd are always moving. The buses, the jam is wow. And every time I'll be like, where are all these people coming from? Now, if you don't know where you're going and join the crowd, you're going to miss. So what we are saying invariably is that you have to live with purpose. Are you going somewhere to happen? Hi, sweetheart. You must sit down, write out, define where you are going, work with purpose, choose right friends. Hey, number two, choose right friends. Am I supposed to ask, who are your friends? Who are your friends? Who are your friends? Who are the people that are taking larger percentage of your time? Where do you spend your time in the internet? Fine, but are you sitting listening to right people, coaches that will coach you right and have experiences they can give you evidential experiences that has helped them to get to a higher height. Because we are talking about not wasting your time on earth, knowing that you have destiny to fulfill. So who are your friends? There's a common saying, show me your friends that know, and I'll tell you how you end up becoming or where you'll be. You become what you become like your friend if you constantly be around them, hear them talk, and then, of course, if they are not going anywhere to happen, just be sure that you too might end up not going anywhere to happen. I'm sure someone could relate with this, but it's not too late actually to change your friends. It's not too late. If peradventure they are not helpful, just spend your time doing things that are not, you know, that has no positive results that it will show for that time that you have spent. Addiction, and don't give into addiction. Don't give into addiction. Don't give into wrong addiction. Give into right addiction. Well, example, it's not nothing wrong spending a lot of time discovering your purpose or learning skills or going to school trying to do things that will be helpful for that that you're pursuing to come to pass. Don't spend your time unnecessarily. Sometimes when I'm not doing anything, like last weekend, I didn't have engagement somewhere to go minister or do my humanitarian work. I had to go among association, a group of people that I know will be helpful somewhat to me as I cross this path again. Try to always think and come up with something. Don't give it to addiction, to gratification. Only have arrived there and that's okay. To drugs, alcohol, pornography. Young people are prone to do this, and I want to talk to young people, even the elderly ones that hide under the guise or whatever, and they are gambling, you are betting, and then you're in the social media, you are addicted to it, sexual, immoral life. Some people, if they don't have that sexual activity, it's like they are off their mind. Now you are spending your time, wasting your mind, wasting your brain trying to gratify, exalt yourself and forgetting the assignment. When Samson fell into the hands of the wrong woman, his destiny was cut short. I don't want to sound preaching today. I just want to encourage us. When you're addicted to doing things that will not help you, will not want people to associate with you, goodly people to associate with you, then you discover that you are going back. Dishonesty, okay, on the love of money, you are dishonest when it comes to money, accountability. When you don't have goodly character is everything. Now you can have you can have all your A's, you understand, in your studies, you can have all everything beautiful, all working out. But if you do not have character to maintain that which you have built over time, you discover that everything will gradually fall away from you, and people will not want to identify with you. because you have no character. No one wants to identify with anyone that does not have character. You can build an empire. If you don't have character to maintain it, it begins to degenerate and begin to crumble with time. Even credible people begin to run away from you. So develop character. Someone say, what is character? Your attitude, your approach. Do you know you could be used to coming late for an activity? You could be used to not knowing how to maintain good friendship. You could be too loud-mouthed. Those are all character. You could be a glutton. You could be someone that does not know how to control themselves. You could be someone that does not know when to chip in when people are talking. Those are all character. If these characters are not put or are not checked, we discover there is going to be a problem in you attaining or getting to your destined destination as planned out for you in God. Everything that you need to make it, be it a child, whatever level of life you are, whatever age you have become, is already given to you by God. You also search it out and begin to work diligently. When you are not diligent in your pursuit, you discover that it will be difficult for you to make it. I have an example. Someone was telling me of a young man who was building a beautiful business here and making it very well. But guess what? The man kept crumbling. They look back, you can't find anything because character is lacking. So that's me to say that even if you have a more long, beautiful business coming up, I tell you the truth, if you don't have what it takes to keep the business going, if you don't keep schooling to know how to maintain that level of success, you discover you keep coming down gradually. Have you seen people that refuse correction? People that are not teachable. Avoid such people. You see, when you are going to where you have not known before, you are bound to make mistakes. I remember recently moving somewhere else from Nairobi city to, Nairobi to, but then as if you're going out of Nairobi. And then I kept entering the wrong vehicle. And I kept just missing my way. It didn't change the fact that I was missing my way. When I go back to where I started from, I found out that I wasted so much time. And I also found out that I wasted much more money because the people were not guiding me right. Who are the people that you have around you that are like God, your mentor? You need mentorship. You need mentorship. You need someone to point the way to you because there's no how you cannot make mistake trying to get to the place that you have not gone to before. You've never reached there. So if you're trying to get to that place where you have never been before, hey, you're bound to make errors. Some of them will be so expensive, costly. So in order to avoid waste, we advise people to be more diligent so you don't waste your time. Avoid unhealthy relationship, all right? Unhealthy relationship destroy the future of the people, and it derails you. It's a kind of slug. It's a kind of being some kind of slow movement. Unhealthy relationship, people that will tell you, "Oh, move away from here." Meanwhile, you know where you are going. If you know where you are going, it is beautiful to stay focused, knowing that your not only the subconscious or conscious mind, only the right person has to be part of what I'm doing and where I'm going. Never you lose hope, all right? When hope is lost, anxiety sets in, depression sets in. Never, never lose hope. Are you thinking of a brighter future? Do you think it's achievable? Never lose hope. You might not have the monies to bring everything to fulfillment as you desire, but don't lose hope. Don't allow for depression. Because until you're able to handle, for example, large money, God, if you're a believer in Christ Jesus, if you're a child of God, God wouldn't want those monies to come into your hand, especially when you don't know how to manage or you can't manage it. Because if you cannot manage it, the obvious thing that we see is that the money now begins to rule you, begin to manage you instead of you managing it. And so finances is needed in any aspect of life that must be built. But we must be ready to know to manage finances. Have people be accountable to every dime money that comes into your hands. That's God's design, that's God's plan. And so for my people world over that will coming across this video, those in Kenya, those in Nairobi, I want to say keep hope alive, keep focus, keep the right spirit, keep faith. Always have that vision before your eye and move on in achieving. Do not give into disappointment as in okay you're down because you've been disappointed. Avoid making permanent decision based on temporary what um act. Things that does happening temporary, it's temporary, it's gonna pass. Don't make your permanent decision based on those temporary happenings. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Don't make decisions based on temporary happenings. Something has happened today. Okay, I lost it today, so I base my life, my permanent decision on it. It might crash tomorrow. Seek support when there's need. Sometimes I've seen people, they have dreams, they keep telling you about their dreams, and they don't have what it takes to achieve it. Now you seek support of people that have better idea. All right, collaborate with them. Work along. Let there be some synergy, you know, happening around you to give you that energy to move. Synergy is the helping hand that one person can bring or the other can bring. Now it helps you, it keeps you focused, and of course it helps you get there. Sometimes someone is looking for money, said I'm looking for, let's say for example, 1,000 Kenyan shilling. You're looking for, and then you have not gotten. Is it 1,000 Kenyan shilling or when a million? Let me just go into big money. 100. Okay, let's just go into 100,000 Kenyan shilling, and that's just all that you need. For example, now if you have people 500, 500, 500 for a group of people that you have as right thinking friend, before you know it, you discover that you are getting something substantial that will help you to grow instead of just sitting down and dreaming. I was talking to a group of people and I was telling them, have a vision. Now, no one wants to give you a man that does not have a vision. When you have a vision, you discover that things are easy to achieve. So go meet someone, said, give me 100,000 Kenyan shilling, all right? Give me a million Nigerian naira, 1 million Nigerian naira, all right? Give me something like all I say $500, and you just discover that this person are like, for what? They want to see that vision. So if you want your destiny to be sweet, pick a vision, break it down, make it within a short time. The short time vision, I want to achieve this within short time, and then people want to help. But adventure money is a problem. Now you might have money if you have the vision. With time you lose it. But when you have money, all right, and you have a vision, or you have a vision without even the money will come. Now it's sweeter when you have a vision backed up with money. Everything just begins to work. All right. So I say to us, never you forget that setbacks do not define your future. Yeah, someone says to me, yeah, I have been doing everything that I need to do. It's like I've been having setback. Now, do not allow that setback to define your future. Have a goal, have a picture of what you desire. Set strategy. Now, with the digital nature of our world today, you can just ask Google any question. You could just ask some people in case you have people around you. Ask the Holy Spirit, a believer. I will give you guidelines on how to achieve. A lot of people that have really been achieving are people that ask God for direction. And when God gives you direction, you just excel. I have an example. When I was coming this time around to East Africa, I had a plan. And I know I was going to spend like 3 months. And then I began to set strategy in my little way with the little that I have. And I took it to God in prayer because I believe, my family and I believe it's God that's releasing us. And then we got to pray that at each point, wherever we find ourselves, in Rwanda, in Uganda, in Kenya, in the districts, in the counties, in the other areas around these places. As we are flying or we are taking the road, this is what should be done, this is what should be done. And at each point, we're seeing it because we've asked God, and God keep bringing nice people our way, and gradually. That does not mean that the difficult time in between did not come, but at least the the mercy of God that we've seen, overshadows the little aspect that's like nitty gritty. Always remember that destiny is destroyed by, can be destroyed by us if only our destiny, of course. Always remember that it can be destroyed by us if we are not diligent to see that it's come to be. Have you imagined cooking a very beautiful, delicious meal? Now, when you need to start, you need to go to the market or supermarket and get all that you need. And then you have to take time to wash up some things, you have to take time to chop some things and make it, put them in order. Then you have to also have some other things like the gas burner. You need your pot, you need your water, you need every other thing to put it in order. You have to take time to put everything. If you rubbish adding some things before the time, guess what? You're going to get a messed up, a messed outcome of what you've cooked, because you allowed the salt to be over, or the pepper to be over, or some oil or something. But for you to get a good meal, I want to liken it to your destiny, your vision, that thing that will make you that great person. For you to get it come out sweet and a delicious meal, you have to be tactical. You have to, follow instruction. You have to work. You have to be diligent for it to come out well. I salute all the chef. You can understand what I'm saying. You don't just rush and get something. Same way, you don't rush to get into what you feel is your, the place called your vision. You don't just rush without, without taking it gradually and expect to get good results. I want to say I thank you for, this time we're going to have more time. Please keep listening as, we keep downloading and bringing out what we have. In the meanwhile, I have my book here before us, Boosting Romance in Marriage, because I believe strongly that from the home, from the family, is battered this destiny. And so if all is not well at home, if all is not well in the family, if the nitty gritty things are not taken care of, you discover that even the seeds that we are battling, the children that will take over the battle from us, we have problem. And then if our children are having problem of unfulfillment and lack of joy, we discover that it will affect our society, our nation, our world in general, and there will be headaches. Like I was talking earlier to some group of people, they said there's confusion here. We have a confused nation. I said that's what is strong. Yeah, but if the family is not well taken care of, we are going to have a confused nation. And also in my magazine, Hard Talk magazine, all right, I have the soft copy in Amazon. In my book, Boosting Romance Marriage, in Amazon, is in seller. We'll be dropping the link so you can go and purchase for a token. But here with me, you can call or DM me. I'll send a hard copy of all this. My magazine has all the articles loaded that will make a man a complete man as he runs towards achieving, his purpose or purpose daily, and attaining purpose, and then getting to the place of, the beauty, the place whereby it will say that the vision is already battered, and then everything is all well or correct. Thank you, and see you next. Wow.
It's good. It is good.
All right. I have for you all live viewers on my channels. Welcome, do and subscribe to the channel, and of course, Hatchop Zoom Tina Okonji is there live on YouTube, and then Tina Okonji Mission TV is there. You can find me in TikTok to Hatchop Zoom Tina Okonji, in Instagram Hatchop Zoom Tina Okonji, and then in Facebook Tina Okonji, Tina Ngozi Okonji, and then Maybe I don't post a lot in Twitter, but we are there. Thank you. Okay, the first